I want to talk a little bit, and we did this on the Patreon in detail, but I want to mention it briefly because I get that the Native Americans aren't happy with Avatar, and I understand why. I empathize with the plight of the Native American people. You know what I mean? I get it. And now I don't get it like you know what I mean? I'm not there. I'm not living there. But I get it because I can imagine it. It sucks, right? You're on this reservation. Everybody's drunk, or a lot of them are drunk, because there's nothing to do, because we've taken all the thickets. You lost the war. And the reality is and I've said what they need is an Andrew Tate, like a native Tate, to kind of go in there and rev them all up. Really, they just need a kind of a psychopath, because that's what America has. We have an endless stream of narcissistic psychopaths who enrich themselves, giving people just a tiny little bit of hope. And that's what they need in those communities, but they don't. But the Native Americans are very angry at the Avatar boycott. I'm sorry, they're angry at Avatar, and they're calling for boycott. They don't want anyone to see. Now, you know Avatar, it's about, the Na'vi people, and it's, James Cameron's been very honest. It's been like kind of based on the natives, like the respect for nature, the feeling that everybody's, plugged into the universe and the world and their environment and all the good things. But a lot of people are angry. Cameron made some comments earlier that were not exactly great. We talked about that. We're not going to retread that. But what people are saying now is, like, somebody said, this person, Begay, wrote on Twitter, our cultures were appropriated in a harmful manner to satisfy some white man savior complex. No more blueface. Lakota people are powerful. I like that. No more blueface. She didn't expect to go viral when she sent the tweet calling for a boycott of Avatar, but it was retweeted over 12,500 times and covered by the LA Times and Newsweek. Native Americans are not the only people that are unhappy with it. There's a trans activist has called for the boycott of Avatar as well. And this is in The Advocate. Everybody's getting involved. Everyone's getting upset. A website attempting to stop the release of James Cameron's Avatar argues that the film is offensive because in the future, human beings will evolve and transition to transgenderism. Quote, heterosexual arrogance, assumptions, or exclusions of alternative sexualities in movies is no longer acceptable. Diversity and tolerance are human rights. You wonder if this is a troll, like if this is actually even real. The website is sprinkled with arguments suggesting that given the current course of evolution, it would be far more likely for the film's hero Jake to be bi, gay, or trans than it would for him to be straight. The film also makes gross assumptions that the old heterosexual ways on Earth would be occurring with another race of being on a totally different world with its own unique culture. And by the way, we don't know if the people are trans or not in Avatar. We don't really know what the hell goes on in Avatar. Like, they're blue. And they have things that they have tails that plug into the fish, and they have like a tail that plugs into an animal so they can ride it and use its energy. I mean, I don't know that that's not some kind of sexual, but I mean, this is where we are now, where people are like, I'm upset with Avatar because the blue Native Americans aren't trans enough for me. Hey, sure. I mean, I don't know. I think it's not an exclusively heterosexual world, the Na'vi. Probably not. There's probably stuff going on Pandora that is not 100% heterosexual. It's a guess. I don't know, but that's a guess. But I guess it should have been showcased more. There should have been more of an effort to include trans Na'vi from Pandora in the film. I get it. I understand. And we'd also, so hopefully, you'd have to find trans native indigenous, you'd have to find trans indigenous actors to go into the blue suit to play the trans Na'vi characters on Pandora, a planet that doesn't exist. Well, I mean, it seems odd, but I can vibe with it. The site's creator, who's described on the blog as a young transgender person living in the Bay Area, counters by saying going after Avatar will send a message to Hollywood because it's likely to be the top grossing film of the year. I mean, none of this, it's not going to do anything, right? So, I mean, these things are funny, these boycotts and these